What's up, algorithms? I have some new comic book reviews. Remember when I used to do that weekly? Here we go. We're back, baby. Now, we're going to be talking about some Marvel, Dynamite, and Image stuff this week. And stay tuned for a special announcement, kind of, sort of, at the end. So, hey, let's get going. Let's talk about some comics this week. Now, Scarlet Witch #1. Wait, didn't we already have that? Yes, we did. Of course, Marvel is doing its whole numbering thing, which I am not a fan of, but here we go. We completed the first volume of the series, did the Scarlet Witch Quicksilver miniseries, and now we're back to a new series. And let's see. This is, of course, from Steve Orlando. Let's see. Jake Paco. Excuse me with the name. Jack Paco. Let's see. Kamagi, and we open with her kind of consulting with a demon that she has recently dealt with, and, you know, kind of just checking up on him. You okay, demon? Which is kind of amusing in a way, but, you know, she's kind of doing a health check on this demon that's been defeated recently. And she has this guy, Manitor, kind of working at the shop as well, and I don't know if this guy is like an old school Marvel Magic character that's been forgotten about and rediscovered, or meant to look like one of those, whatever. I like him a lot. He has the scene with this woman who lost her son in Krakoa due to the Orcus thing, and she had one thing left that he wanted her to like keep, to like maybe sell, and nobody's buying it because it's not as priceless as they both thought it was. And he does this really lovely thing by turning it into something more valuable. And he goes, oh, hey, just needed to clean it off. Here it is. Meanwhile, the whole shop is attacked, and by a certain extent, as well as the whole town of Lotkill is being attacked by these demons called, like, Endlings, and they are attacking everywhere. And it's looking pretty desperate, so the whole neighborhood rushes to the shop to, you know, take cover, and they have this magic barrier as Scarlet Witch fights them off, and kind of like powers up to like the dark. She's the living Darkhold now, by the way. And oh yeah, here's a nice kind of good shot. But there's the thing that's been behind these Endlings shows up and doesn't really give her name per se, but seemingly wipes her out with her big cliffhanger. And it's kind of funny the way her sort of remains are left. It looks like kind of cartoony footprints here or something like that. Obviously, she's not been destroyed. This is the first issue. That'd be weird. But let's see. I like this a lot. And Scarlet Witch, for me, for years, is a character I just didn't have any strong feelings about. And I gotta say, this and the MCU, Steve Orlando's work in the MCU's Scarlet Witch, it's really kind of made me a fan of the character. She's like the classic messy Marvel character, and I'm all about it. So I think this is a good, strong 5 ram chips for the first issue. Really liked it. Now back to Transformers #9. And this is from our team of Danny Warren Johnson and George Corona. And we're kind of picking up, baby. Let's see. Geez, how do I break this down? Shockwave and Soundwave, the Wave Boys, make their moves against Optimus. We are, you know, getting some movement as far as Carly, kind of like relating to Wheeljack and RC. Kind of like developing that character development. Spike is kind of like, you know, maybe getting some treatment when he is kidnapped by Astro Train, by the way. All this while we're getting spectacular action with Prime, Prime versus the Waves. You know, the Waves used to be so much more fun when they were supporting like Katrina. You know, but you know they can make one hit song, they become Decepticons. But anyway, Alita 1 like jumps in to the fray. Alita 1 and Optimus get away, but it looks like Cliffjumper and Jazz, I think it is, are captured. And speaking of captured, Astro Train threatened. There's this great scene where Astro Train shows up and threatens to destroy a whole hospital unless Spike comes along. And Spike surrenders, going, hey, don't kill everybody. And I kind of like his interactions with Astrotrain, because Astrotrain is kind of coming across as very matter of fact and almost kind of like a regular Joe. Just he's a Decepticon, but a regular guy. Like, hey, kind of respect your bravery. You know, that was really cool. I respect that. And it's like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. They're gonna torture you when we get there. I kind of like Astrotrain in these scenes. But Spike is rescued by Beachcomber. Hey, welcome to the show, Beachcomber. Love this stuff. Transformers, this new run has been fantastic so far. 5 out of 5 Ramchips. Okay, now we're going to another 80s cartoon turned into a modern comic, and that's Thundercats. And let's see. Working on this one is Stephen Mooney, is the writer and artist, with Delclan Shigley doing kind of story consulting. And this is a nice character piece between Lion-O and Chitara. And it's a whole training session. And it's the whole thing is she's talking to him about like how, look, you are now the leader and you have to have a certain amount of respectability and leadership. You got to like make the decisions. And I don't like a couple issues ago how Panthro embarrassed you in front of the others, even though he was technically right about what he was criticizing you. I don't like the way he did that in front of everybody. It really did diminish your leadership. And I kind of see things differently. We want to talk, and maybe I can build you up, but you gotta like, and it's really nice because we have these pages where they talk about, you know, how Lion-O feels about each one of the characters, and we, you know, get to see, you know, that kind of broken down. This is really nicely done, by the way. I mean, this is all character issue, and I really do, you know, training issues, training stories, revealing character, I think I'm kind of a sucker for, whether it be like fight training or whatever, you know, the characters are good at. It's always a nice way of like showing, you know, relationship between two characters, and this one's nicely done. Very good stuff. I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5 Ramchips. Pretty good. Okay, now let's jump over to Spectacular Spider-Man, and this is from, let's see, Greg Weisman, who was the showrunner for the Spectacular Spider-Man, by the way, and Humberto Ramos. And there was a couple of different covers on this one. I chose this one because, holy crap, it's very 70s. I love it. And look, I'm an easy lay for 70s designs and stuff like that, since I'm a child of the 70s. So that just makes me very comfortable. And this is just beautiful. All right, last we met, Spidey, whatever somebody is doing, whatever villain is doing with the people suddenly living out their dreams, they've captured the Spider-Men. And we, of course, realize that it is Arcade. And let's see, I can never remember this other guy's name. Let's see, Arcade and who's that other guy? I can never remember his name. I remember Arcade, but that's it. Arcade, no, Metallo. Okay, or Mentalo, whatever. You can tell I'm not like a huge fan of him. But anyway, they combine their forces, and they're able to kind of like, they're pitching this idea to some kind of like business villain, as if there's any other type of villain. But anyway, they're pitching this like, hey, we can use our technologies together to get people to think they're living their dreams, and, you know, we can make, you know, millions of dollars, billions maybe, because like, okay, we're trying out on regular people, but we're going to do this for rich people, and we're going to make some real money. And look, we've captured the Spider-Man, and of course, we get to see Peter with Gwen and his family, and Ben's alive, and let's see, also we got Miles and Kamala dating, and this is kind of sweet, because I always did see that they had, you know, a nice kinship with each other, but this story arc really kind of gives us an idea like, oh, he really does have some feelings for her, even though he's dating somebody else. And he realizes in this story, actually, like, he really didn't think about it until like she died and then came back, and that really made him kind of reevaluate, like, oh crap, I think I really care about her. I think I really love her. it's really sweet because his regular girlfriend is not in this story, and is mentioned right here. Like, yeah, I'm dating her, but like, I really can't believe how I felt. Anyway, they're able to escape because they're able to mentally get out of it, and they each do it in different ways. By the way, Miles kind of creates his clone character buddy to show up and like literally knock them out of the scene, and he's able to kind of piece it together. And Peter, of course, being Peter, just like realizes like, wait, I'm way too happy. This is wrong. Like, he's so constantly on his own ass. Like, this kind of stuff does not do anything to him. He's still like too miserable. So anyway, they're able to escape, but the tides are turned against them because they don't know if each other is the real one. So they have been fighting here. So they're about to like go at it more, and we get the reveal that the evil businessman is none other than Hammerhead, who's a character Greg Weisman had a lot of fun with in the animated series, and it's nice to see him back. You know, when he's done like a really thoughtful mop guy with a weird head, I kind of like Hammerhead instead of this guy who's always ramming people with his head. But wonderful stuff. I don't know if you're reading this one, but it's definitely recommended. If you're not a fan of the regular Amazing Spider-Man series, I recommend coming over here. Peter's really great in this, and of course, him and Miles are always a good team. 5 out of 5 ramships. We're doing pretty good. Okay, we got a couple of Daredevils here, and I haven't been talking too much about Saladin Ahmed's run on Daredevil right now, but I am normally a fan of Ahmed, and of course I'm a longtime Daredevil fan, so I thought, okay, this is a good combination, and I'll be honest, I have kind of been okay with the series. It's kind of whelmed me, and I'd like to be overwhelmed, and it's not exactly underwhelming, but I'm just being whelmed with it, and it's fine. Anyway, the first one is Giant Size Daredevil, and it is drawn by Paul Davidson. And we get to see Kingpin viciously murdering some guys, some criminals that, that was kind of getting in his way, and he eventually sets up shop. He is waiting to find Daredevil, and Daredevil's looking for him. And I have to confess, this story, maybe it's because I'm such a longtime Daredevil reader, kind of feels a lot of been there, done that. Like, hey, Daredevil's looking for Kingpin. Kingpin's waiting for Daredevil, blah, 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 blah. It's fine. And, it's not terrible. If you haven't read too much of Daredevil, or if you recently got into Daredevil, I think this would probably be a little bit better for you. But for me, it was 3 ramp chips. And, now we get to issue 10, which that leads into this issue, so I wanted to review them together like this. And let's see, Ahmed's doing this one, and let's see, Juan Cabal is the artist, and let's see, he has been a priest because he's kind of come back from the whole ultimate battle with the hand and such like that, and parts of his soul is missing. And he has been kind of undercover as this priest. I maybe shouldn't say undercover, but it's kind of what he's doing. And he's been trying to kind of find himself a little bit. This kid he's made a connection with has realized he's Daredevil, and he's kind of sort of trying to lie his way out of it, but he's like, okay, I'm Daredevil. He knows, like, Foggy still. He still remembers Foggy. And Foggy, as usual, doesn't want to talk to him because this is like maybe the 18th time he's faked his own death and didn't tell him. He does that a lot to his friends. Anyway, so Elektra comes to him. She's also Daredevil, and the two of them have figured out where Kingpin is now, and so they go get him. Well, they go to get him, and they have to run through all these army of henchmen. They're separated, and Elektra goes, "Look, I'll take care of these guys. You go get him." And that's when we get into, by the way, I do love this line where Daredevil says, right now I need to focus on the man I hate even more than myself. I mean, that's a pretty good line. But anyway, the final confrontation between the two of them doesn't go as well as Daredevil hoped, and I'll just leave it at that. But we continue on. This one, I think, is a little bit better than the giant-sized one. It does feel like it's going somewhere as a story. It has a little bit stronger stakes, a little bit more character to it. I'm going to give it 4 Ram chips. I feel like, let's see, once Saladin Ahmed is done with his run, it's going to feel like that kind of run that needed to be like a buffer between, different runs. And I think this one's pretty good, but I don't know. We'll see if he sticks the landing with this series or whatever he does. But anyway, we're ending with Jackpot and Black Cat, and this is the final issue of this 4-issue miniseries, and it's from Celeste Bachman and Emilio Laszlo, and let's see. I don't think I've talked about this, but essentially, there's been this app that's been blackmailing people into doing crimes for it, and it's gotten Felicia and her girlfriend, Amelia Morrow, involved, and she asked for Mary Jane for help on that. And as we're getting into the story, we realize that the real culprits are Amelia and Black Cat. And, this is kind of a long game to, con the Owl and some other crime bosses. But it turns out, like, Amelia's a little bit deeper on this than Black Cat and is willing to go into murder for this, which is obviously a bridge too far for Black Cat. So they end up turning the tables on Amelia, and, it's kind of sad. Like, they're trying to, like, reach each other about it, and, Amelia is just not backing down, and it is, let's see, I think her name is Broadband. I think she should have called herself Obscura, which is the name of the app, but whatever. Hey, you're the villain. I gotta say, it's like, she has this pathetic resolution where, Paul, of all people, threaten you? Okay. Anyway, Paul shows up and he goes, hey, I was able to shut down your app. You can't do anything. She runs away. Like, it's so pathetic the way she's, like, running away. Like, all right. It's like, help! It's like, oh, man, that's a big loss. That's a really big loss. Anyway, it does end with all the criminals that they have been, like, ripping off, like, show up. And Mary Jane uses this density, gravity power that is part of her, like, jackpot wrist. Anyway, they're able to save the day, beat the other criminals. And unfortunately, Felicia and Amelia, I think, are probably going to be breaking up. Doesn't look good. But anyway, it's a nice, like, 4-issue miniseries. I like this one quite a bit. I like it a little bit better than the one connected to that whole demon thing with the dark web and stuff like that. This one, I think, was definitely an upgrade. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. It's a 4-issue miniseries. I don't know if it'll be collected, but I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Ram chips. Not too shabby, and there's a couple moments in that made me laugh. And of course, Paul, the great Paul. Anyway, that's what I thought of these comics this week. So, hey, what did you read this week? And there's a couple things I want to do. You can, of course, hit me on my social medias, Thread, Instagram. Of course, you can support this channel and Manos Publishing at Patreon. But I think there's something I want to mention first, and I'm going to be making some big changes for this channel. Don't worry, I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm not ending things as well. I'm going to continue to do reviews here, and I'm opening up a second channel and a Substack, and I'll be talking about them a little bit more. I'm going to be doing a video where I explain exactly everything I'll be doing for this setup, and I would love you to, keep watching. That would be fun. That would be good. So, all right, you can let me know what you thought of these comics. By the way, if you like my opinions on any of them, if you want to get more Manos, you can hit the notification bell. And let me know in the comments below, are there any comics that I'm not reading that you'd like me to take a look at? I'm kind of in a place right now where I'm kind of getting a little restless, and I kind of want to see what else is out there. I feel like I've been reading kind of the same things over and over again. So let me know in the comments below. I'd love to discover some new stuff. I think that's it. So Push the button, Lindsay.